Daniel's a different fighter, but let's not make mistakes about this. He's fighting one of the best fighters. So he has to do something amazing to win this fight. You know, do you understand? So he has to go in there and do something which has never been done before.
Yeah.
It's a tough ask, of course. You know, the thing with Usyk is he doesn't depend on his power to knock you out. He depends on his skill. That's why it's a tough ask, because he's going to box rings around you.
You know, jab, using lateral movement.
Heavyweight boxing veterans are now chiming in ahead of the rematch between Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois. Derek Chisora thinks Dubois needs to use his jab more and come in with a smarter game plan this time. He says beating Usyk isn't just about brute strength, it takes serious mental focus. Kaiser is leaning toward Usyk winning again unless Dubois makes real changes, but he's not counting Dubois out completely. If Daniel steps in with the right mindset and strategy, because believes an upset is still on the table.
What I'm saying is this, to beat Alexander Usyk, you have to be mentally disturbed in your head. Yeah?
You have to be mentally disturbed.
Yeah, because you have to understand.
Or to take the fight in the first place.
Yeah, because when I saw him a couple months ago,
Yeah.
I had a coffee with him, we were just chatting. The guy lives in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes, oh, before I came on the plane, I was sleeping in my house, and then those missiles were going over my house, and I didn't want to go in the bunker. I was like, I'll just go to sleep. That's some craziness, isn't it? I mean, like, now imagine you now, you're in your house in Barna, Timbuktu, and then missiles are going. What are you gonna be like?
Yeah, he's cut from very different stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then remember,
Anthony Joshua broke down exactly what went wrong for Dubois in their first fight and what he needs to fix for the rematch. He called Usyk a tough and tricky opponent, especially with that southpaw stance. That angle messes with orthodox fighters. Like Dubois, Joshua explained that Daniel just couldn't land his jab or right hand, two of his biggest weapons, because southpaws fight from a distance that throws timing off completely.
Generation. You know, he done really well to go up against him and push Alexander Usyk in certain ways. Alexander Usyk's a good opponent. The thing where Daniel struggled, obviously, with southpaw. Daniel couldn't get his jab off, which is one of his main weapons, and his right hand off, because a southpaw, they're a bit further back because their stance is different. So you have to kind of counter with the right hand, and Daniel couldn't get his main weapons off, so he struggled a little bit, but it's cool. Came back, beat Jarrell Miller, big, strong, heavy guy. Beat Filip Hrgovic, who was apparently the boogeyman of the division. So he's done well to be in this position now after that. He's done well. Alexander Usyk fight, unlucky, came up short, but he's done well to bounce back.
Do you think it was a legal shot against Usyk or not?
I don't know. It's not, it don't matter what I say. It don't matter. What do you think?
I thought it was very close.
Not being able to use his key weapons really hurt Dubois, but Joshua gave him credit for bouncing back. He mentioned wins over big names like Jarrell Miller and Filip Hrgovic, both dangerous in their own right. According to Joshua, even though Dubois stumbled against Usyk, he's rebuilt himself. Mentally and physically, he looks stronger now and has earned another shot at redemption.
Blind.
No,
so
you.
I think it's on referee's discretion. I think if some referees call it legal...
So your opinion doesn't matter then?
I think more people are more interested in your opinion.
But I'm interested in yours.
If the referee called it legal...
No. You.
Either way, I think. Either way. Because some could argue Usyk wears his shorts high.
You.
I'll say it was legal.
It was legal.
We can call it legal.
Illegal.
No, legal.
Okay, legal.
Oh, yeah, you must have an opinion as well.
Probably legal. It's a fight. You get hit. You get hit around the belt. You get hit around the leg. I think it is what it is. He got hit and he went down. Legal.
Alexander Usyk is coming into this rematch focused and calm. He's not thinking about the first fight anymore. That's in the past. Usyk made it clear he's not replaying old moments or trying to justify anything. His mindset is locked on. What's ahead? He sees this next fight as a brand new challenge and has trained with that in mind. No distractions, no emotion from before, just business and the goal to perform at his best again.
All situation. But I not think about my first fight because it was in the past. Now we have a new fight. Maybe, I don't know, but I not think about it. Maybe Daniel do it again, but for me it doesn't matter because it's God's will. But I ready. I training long time. I have good protect in my both. Doesn't matter.
Do they think too much about the past?
Eddie Hearn added another layer to this story with his take on the rematch. With his background promoting world title fights, he looked at both the technical side and the mental pressure involved. He pointed out that both fighters are under huge stress, but Dubois especially needs to show he belongs with the best. Hearn hinted that Daniel's camp has made smart changes and praised his team for stepping up the strategy ahead of this massive showdown.
First fight, that was a low blow or not? I don't actually know your opinion.
I did. I mean, personally, I keep seeing the photos. At the time of the punch, I believe it was low. Was it borderline? Yes. Were his trunks high? Maybe. So, for me, I did think that it was below the shorts. Where's the navel? Where's all this was it Louis Pabon? Was he the referee?
Correct.
Does he have to say, look, we can't see your navel, you got to pull your shorts down?
He didn't do anything.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Don't mention his name around Frank.
Oh, Louis Pabon. Okay.
Whatever you do, don't mention.
But one thing I will say is, Usyk don't like it to the body. And he was probably lucky, because even if it was 3 or 4 inches higher, I think it would have had the same effect that it had. It didn't hit him in the nuts, put it that way.
He went on Piers Morgan, didn't they, a couple of weeks ago after the fight, and they played it back, and it was here, it was right there. That's where it was. You see it on there. All the photographs. It depends where they decide they want to stop, where the punch is coming from, and where it lands. But listen, do you know what? All of that now is irrelevant. He's got to, Daniel, on the 19th. What he's got to do the 19th of July is show what he's all about. He knows it can hurt him. And Usyk knows that as well.
He's a completely different fighter now.
He is. Well, they said it, their team.
When Usyk and Dubois fought back in 2023, things didn't end without controversy. The moment everyone remembers is the body shot Dubois landed, one the referee called a low blow. That ruling split fans and experts. Some said it was a clean shot to the belt line. Others backed the ref's decision. That one moment sparked endless debate and left the feeling that something was unfinished between these two.
Actually, go and look at the...
Two of them, just to correct you there, and I agree with the judges on this. 2 of the judges gave him the 4th round. 1 of the judges gives him the 5th round, which is the low blow round. The 4th round, 2 of the 3 judges give the 4th round to Dubois, not the 5th.
Yeah, but one of the judges did give him the 5th.
Yes, they did, yeah. One of them did give him the 5th, yeah.
Which I disagree with. I actually thought that Usyk got off the deck and gave him a bit of a pasting in the final sessions of that 5th round. Listen, he lost comprehensively. We had 8 completed rounds. Usyk won at least 6 of them.
Correct.
At least.
Correct.
So when you're talking about the gap between the guys, I thought it was really, really wide. But Don Charles, the team, whoever's been around Daniel Dubois,
Kieran Farrell's played a massive part in it.
Getting inside his head to convince him, you nearly had him.
Yeah.
You nearly had him.
Yeah.
To get him, it doesn't matter whether I believe it, or Tom, Dick, or Harry down the road believes it, or any fan believes it. We all saw what we saw. As long as Daniel Dubois believes what he's being told.
You could feel the heat rising at their face-off. Daniel Dubois showed a whole new level of aggression and intensity. His body language and words sent a strong message. He's not playing around. People saw it as him trying to throw Usyk off. His usual calm. Things escalated fast. And now it's clear this fight isn't just about titles anymore, it's personal. Whether it was raw emotion or a mind game, Dubois made sure the rematch has a new edge, and fans can't look away.
I can't wait for Alexander Usyk to teach Daniel Dubois a lesson in the rematch that's taking place Saturday, July 19th at Wembley Stadium. Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois have a face-off to promote their fight. Now take a look at this. Listen. Daniel Dubois pushes Alexander Usyk and then goes and calls him a pussy. I find it quite funny when a quitter calls someone else a pussy. Make it make sense, because Daniel Dubois, yeah, you've come off a few good losses, but we have to remind the peoples your true nature. When shit gets tough, you quit. Look at that fight between you and Joe Joyce. You quit. The fight against Alexander Usyk, you quit. And for you to go and disrespect Alexander Usyk, one of the greatest boxers of our eras. Yeah, the man is so humble inside the ring and outside the ring. You are going to get taught a lesson. Now, when Alexander Usyk beat Tyson Fury, Daniel Dubois jumped into the ring and started begging for a rematch. I honestly believe you disrespected Alexander Usyk then, because that was his moment, that was his time to shine, and then you came along and messed everything up. Now, Alexander Usyk is going to teach you a lesson for that. Alexander Usyk is going to teach you a lesson for pushing him, and Alexander Usyk is going to teach you a lesson because you think you are the dog's bollocks right about now. Listen, I always like to support our own. I'm a Brit. I like to support British fighters. But listen, in this instance, in this case, in this up-and-coming fight, I am rooting for Alexander Usyk. I hope he teaches you a lesson and he reminds you of your place. Enough of me waffling. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this fight.
Frank Warren, Dubois promoter, is backing his fighter with full confidence. He says Daniel has matured and looked razor sharp in his last few fights. Warren still calls Usyk one of the greatest of this era, which only adds weight to the challenge. But the way he talks about Dubois shows belief that isn't just hype. He thinks the mental growth and tactical improvements could lead to something special. If Dubois wins, Warren believes it could be one of the biggest upsets in modern heavyweight history.
You're a little bit bolder than that, aren't you?
Yeah, I think if Daniel can do what he's done in his last 3 fights, I think he can win the fight. I'm very confident in him, and you're going to get a good Usyk anyway. You know, Usyk's a consummate professional. You know, it's not like he backed out the fight. He wanted the fight, so he obviously and his team believe in him. And that's why it's going to be such a good match. But I think that Daniel knows he can hurt him. And what I think, and I hope they're overlooking, Daniel can box a bit as well. He's not a one-trick pony. He's not just smash and bash. He's got a great jab and he can box.
Derek Chisora joined Simon on Top Boxing yesterday, and of course Derek Chisora has stood in front, as many have and many failed, and he was one of them, facing up to Alexander in the ring. Derek offered some information on how Dubois might go about taking care of Usyk on the night though, Frank. Have a listen to Derek.
To beat Alexander Usyk, you have to be mentally disturbed in your head. Yeah?
You have to be mentally disturbed.
Yeah, because you have to understand.
Or to take the fight in the first place.
Yeah, because when I saw him a couple of months ago,
yeah,
I had a coffee with him, we were just chatting. The guy lives in Ukraine.
Yeah.
I was sleeping in my house, and then there was missiles going over my house, and I didn't want to go in the bunker. I was like, I'll just go to sleep. It's some craziness. I mean, like, imagine you now, you're in your house in Barna, Timbuktu, and then missiles going. What are you gonna be like?
Yeah, it's cut from very different stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then remember, so you have to come in there looking to go to the other side because he's looking to go to the other side.
What do you make of that, Frank? Usyk's a special case because of where he comes from and what he's lived through, according to Derek.
Yeah, it's been tough what what the whole country's going through. There's no doubt about that. But you know, Daniel's had a real tough upbringing himself. It's just been boxing. His dad took him out of school. He's homeschooled, and all he did was live and breathe boxing. So he doesn't know anything different than boxing. That's what he's been brought up to do. And now I feel that, you know, mentally he's really matured, and as I say, coming off these great wins he's had, he's already shared the ring with Alexander, and he knows what he's got in front of him, and he's not phased at all. You know, he called out and wanted this fight. He wants revenge, and as I say, I believe in him. You know, if it's all about being mentally disturbed to beat him, I thought then Derek should have.
This rematch is more than just another fight. It's one of the biggest events in the heavyweight division right now. The titles are on the line, but so are legacies. Usyk wants to silence any leftover doubt. Dubois wants to prove he belongs. The entire build-up feels massive. Broadcasters, promoters, and fans all sense this could reshape the heavyweight rankings. The story behind it all, from controversy to personal tension, has made this bout can't-miss material.
So the Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois rematch is official, July 19th in Wembley Stadium for the undisputed heavyweight title. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again. This rematch will be a lot more competitive than the first fight, and I love Usyk, but Dubois has gotten exponentially better in the last 2 years. In the first fight, he started off really well going to the body, but after the whole low blow controversy, he either lost some confidence or just started slowing down altogether. And then Usyk started picking him apart and got the stoppage. But since then, Dubois looked great defensively against Joshua. He kept his hands up more, walked him down and kept landing his right hands. And say what you want about AJ, but nobody has ever steamrolled Joshua like that. Now Usyk, even at 38, I'm sure he'll still be the slight favorite. Having beaten Tyson Fury twice now for Undisputed, and he makes great adjustments, and his footwork will still give Dubois a lot of trouble. But either way, massive fight for the heavyweight division. Usyk said he's got 2 fights left, so if he wins this one, maybe he fights someone like a Parker or Kabayel in his last fight. And if Dubois wins, he can definitely force a trilogy for Undisputed. But you guys let me know who you got in the big rematch.
Most fans and analysts are siding with Usyk heading into this one. His experience, ring IQ, and slick footwork make him a nightmare for anyone, and his resume speaks for itself. He's beaten top fighters across 2 divisions. But Dubois is winning people over. 2. His recent wins have shown big improvements. He looks more focused, more accurate, and more durable. People close to him say his confidence now feels real. This rematch isn't just about physical skills. The mental game could make all the difference.
Belt, and in both fights, he won. So I think that statement, we can squash it. He's got an A plan, a B plan, a C, D, E, the full alphabet. I just believe despite the improvements Daniel's made, it's not enough. And the fact that Usyk's already got data on how to beat him, for Daniel having belief in coming up with a game plan is different to executing it. Ask everyone else, his previous opponents who've tried. Going into the fight, Usyk knows he can hurt Daniel. He's got better footwork, faster hands, and a better defense. He wants to hope that Usyk is aged overnight, lost his memory, and forgotten how to fight. Daniel's best chance is a puncher's chance. And by the way, I'm actually rooting for Daniel. I hope he can pull it off. It would be amazing at Wembley Stadium, especially for the British fans. It's what dreams are made of. I'm a fan of both men.
Tony Bellew, who once faced Usyk himself, gave huge respect to the champ. He says Usyk has seen it all in the ring. Taller guys, harder punchers, skilled veterans, and always finds a way to win. Bellew knows firsthand how frustrating it is to fight someone that calm, tricky, and smart. But even with that, he believes Dubois has a shot. Experts say the key for Daniel is to stop Usyk from finding his rhythm early, keep the pressure high, target the body, cut off the ring. Still, Usyk's precision and movement make him dangerous all 12 rounds. That's why this fight feels like anything can happen. And that uncertainty is exactly why fans are glued to it.
Put more weight on his shots. I think he has the power to hurt Daniel Dubois. I certainly do that. And I think that if he's able to land on Dubois early and really start to build the lead and pepper him, as long as he's not had the wind taken out of his sails, Alexander Usyk is going to absolutely take over down the stretch. It might be the first couple of rounds are the most competitive rounds for Dubois and his best chance to strike. Because if you let Usyk get into a rhythm, you are screwed. So don't let Usyk get into a rhythm. If you can try and punch with Alexander Usyk, AJ had phenomenal success punching with Alexander Usyk in their respective fights. So that's what I think Dubois needs to do. Try and attack the body of Usyk legitimately, double up on the jab and try and punch with Usyk. Usyk, find that left hand, probe with that right hand. Go to Dubois' body as well because Usyk's a very, very underrated body puncher, throws a great straight left hand to the body.